world. This is the 27th Climate Change Awareness Rally in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It is July 5th, 2019. We're in the United States, land of the stupid and the unaware of as far as climate change goes. Presently, the CO2 level remains at 413. The high this year was 415. Due to trees, thank you trees, the CO2 level has been reduced by 2 points. And that's normal. Earth is a breathing creature that exhales and inhales the needed carbon dioxide. But the problem is humans are putting out way more carbon dioxide than what the Earth can handle right now. And as you can tell, we're in the middle of truck haven here. So I'll do my best to talk over the traffic. We'll see what we can do to get along here. June has been the hottest month ever in the history of the world. So, we just experienced the hottest month ever in the history of the world. That's crazy. We're in the middle of the sixth mass extinction. I'm going to give you some facts and figures and then give you some really tough love here. So I'm sorry if it's going to be hurtful, but at this point we need to be hurtful. 60% of all mammals, birds and reptiles have gone extinct since 1970. If you put that in perspective, if 60% of all humans have gone extinct since 1970, you'd probably notice it. Insects provide 75% of all the pollination for food. So if we don't have insects such as bees and crawly things and whatnot to pollinate flowers, we're going to run out of food. Oceans have absorbed 93% of all the heat that's been put out in the atmosphere. If we didn't have the oceans, the temperatures around here would be 97 degrees warmer. So, which means today's 85, 87 today. So it'd be in the 170s. So I don't think too many things would be living without the oceans. Eventually the oceans will give up the heat and no longer be able to retain as much heat as they are. Presently, if you want to put that in context as well, it'd be equal to putting out 4 Hiroshima bombs every second. So that's what's exploding in the oceans right now, that amount of heat. You get the predictions from the oil companies, and they're saying they're really conservative, and they're even saying in their reports, I think Shell put one out, said that by 2050 you can expect a 5 degrees Celsius hotter world. Right now we're experiencing all these phenomena happening with a 1.1 degree hotter world since 1880. So, there's probably little chance we can survive as a species past 2 degrees, maybe 2.5 degrees, and that's coming, and things are going to spin out of control even more so. India just had 122 degrees. Europe just had 114 degrees in southern Europe. You can't sustain and keep living that way. Grapevines are drying up on the vines, the grapes and everything. So it's a bad situation, and right now you need to consider whether you're being fair to your own children or students that you teach, or anyone under age 50, because they probably have less, things are going to be really bad within 10 years, even worse so, and we're going to have trouble surviving as a species. So you got to think about the future, and the future is only 10 years away from now. We don't have 12 years, as the Democrats keep saying, in their campaigns. We have 12 years to act on this. No, we don't. We're in the middle of the sixth mass extinction right now. So if we don't get on it today, tomorrow, whenever, it puts it off, and it's going to be 10 times worse as we go along. So if you wait 2 years for the next president to be elected, then you're going to have political fights and everything else. You're wasting 5 more years, and by then we're extincted for all purposes. The survival of our species is going to be very difficult if you can't grow food. What we need is, we have an immediate threat right now. So the Democrats are debating whether to have a debate about climate change, and that's absolute insanity. It should be the first order of event and continued order event during the entire debate that they have, not all other things, side issues, gun control and all this other stuff, which is very important, but you're not going to be around if there's to debate gun control if there's no life on Earth. The media is responsible for a lot of this too, in that people are totally unaware. Our family and others, even though we try to talk to them about it, they shut down mentally, and all Americans shut down, as do a lot of people, as soon as you mention climate change, and they have no idea who Greta Thunberg is over in Sweden. The girl's been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. So, it's just basic stuff. And beyond that, they don't know the facts as to how dire the situation is. No one wants to sit and talk about how dire the situation is. Actually, talk about numbers and the science behind it, and not some sort of hysterical thing as you think I might be doing. It's actually based on science and scientific reports and peer-reviewed reports, and who I see on YouTube or who I read, and various newspapers and whatnot, if they're willing to put out such articles. So, this idea of burying your head in the sand is not going to wash, especially with your children. If you look at your children right now, and most likely they will not be around in 10 years the way things are going. So it's really tough love to say that, but you really need to get active as to what's going on. I know it's uncomfortable to talk to other people about it. I know it's uncomfortable to do what I'm doing. I hate doing this every week. This is not my style. I'm not a public speaker. I'm not good at it, but I feel the need to be out here and actually do something. Locally, we have Green Gettysburg, Green Gathering Gettysburg, and also Gettysburg Rising. And they've tried a local effort, which was just to get a local supermarket to ban plastic bags. And the market won't do that. They had a lobbyist group call up the local city council or town council and put pressure on them to back down on it. And so they decided to vote and supposedly not have plastic bags being eliminated from the local market. And what the councils or politicians don't realize is that political pressure can be brought to bear with big groups like Green Gettysburg, Gettysburg Rising, and Green Gathering. In that, you say to them, we represent 1,500, 2,000 people, and we're not going to vote for you, and we're going to put your vote on record on our website. So if you're against plastic being banned in town or not being employed, or you're in favor of a moratorium of a year, we'll just put your vote on the website and make everyone aware of it. They really are a political force, and they can be, and they can also be an economic force. If you choose as a group not to shop at certain places, you can actually break a place, and it would be well worth their while to cooperate and ban plastic or whatever your desire is. So I don't understand the philosophy behind it. There's actually, from a money perspective, there's actually, if you want to do the financial bullshit, which is, you provide people with bags that they can purchase, reusable bags, hemp bags, whatever. So the excuses are many, but the actions are few, and the arguments anymore are really pitiful. So it doesn't wash, and people need to stand up and say, hey, we're going to put some muscle behind this and either protest outside your place, or we're going to stop shopping there altogether, and we'll go to the local competitor. So, and that could be for any place, and also for as I said before, if you vote for, go to the voting booth saying, hey, we're not going to vote for you, and it's a small thing as far as you think one person, but you get whole groups going, and you can lose elections that way. So the next the next rally here for climate change awareness is on, I think the 12th. That's next Friday, and that'll be 11 a.m. And it's a shame that it is turning into a political issue in the United States, and it shouldn't be that way. We're all trying to save each other as far as that goes, whether you're Republican or Democrat, and we all need to get on board as far as that goes. Everyone has children or someone they love, hopefully. And if you're under age 50, you're going to be hard-pressed to fill out a whole fulfilled life. If you think your life is fulfilled, then that's fine. Go ahead and die in 10 years. But this is what's going to go down. And I don't want to look kids in the eye and go, hey, I didn't do anything, and I decided to, goof off and stay at home or not get out. So right now, my wife's going to come and stand on the corner and protest, and that's all we got so far. Maybe there'll be someone else. But this is extremely pitiful in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, USA, that people can't take the time, whether you're a retiree or you belong to these groups, and you need to, if you're not going to come to these protests, then start your own and make people aware. This town is so busy with cars, as you can hear, that you have more than enough potential to get the word out. So I see that Wilma is coming. I don't know her last name, and she's going to protest about the fact that the DNC is not doing climate change debates, which is very commendable. And so hopefully some other people will come too. So see you next Friday, 11 a.m. I think that's July 12th. Bye.